Indefatigable Speaker, my distinguished, understanding and patriotic colleagues, I remain Chief Dr. Billy Famous Osawaru.
Are you sure?
I represent the good people of Osawaru Owode Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I remain the proud Benin Chief from Edo State. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, it's true, my people have said, when you get into a meeting of parliamentarians and we all end up smiling when we are coming out, that means we have not told ourselves the whole truth. My distinguished colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I'm sure that today, the 10th Assembly is the most colorful assembly in the history of Nigerian Parliament. We have about 8 political parties, with APC as the majority party. Mr. Speaker, we are all now going to be here talking about the same thing and not going to talk about the big elephant in the room. Mr. Speaker, it's true that Nigeria is a country that is comprised of more than 60% of youth. Anything we want to talk about, Mr. Speaker, first of all, we must start from the foundation. If we want to have a better Nigeria tomorrow, we must have a solid education for every youth in Nigeria. That starts from the allocation of the budget, because we have seen from history that certain part of this country today, because of free education policy, today they are able to do a lot of things by being sustainable in all the different policies they put in place. And some other parts were not that lucky. And today we talk about security issues. If we drill down, we'll find out lack of primary education, basic education is responsible for the security issues we are having in this country today. Mr. Speaker, we look at health. A sick nation cannot grow. It is a shame that the giant of Africa, we cannot provide universal health care. I repeat, the giant of Africa cannot provide universal health care for its people, both young and old. How can a country like that grow? Mr. Speaker, we need to take health care as a priority in this country. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the President for the renewed budget he has brought to us. Looking at the situation the country is right now, our people are suffering. That is why Mr. President has come up with so many programs under the Ministry of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation to alleviate the poverty of Nigerian people. We have the conditional cash transfer. We have the Yalaja Fund. We have student loans. We have a small medium scale business initiative. Mr. Speaker, I want to pray the understanding of this House to know that these programs must not be short-term programs. These programs must be sustainable. Anything we are doing today, yes, it's true, there is a program right now where we want to give conditional cash transfer, 25,000 a month for 3 months. What happens after that? So we are craving the understanding of this House, push more money into poverty alleviation for the Nigerian people so that this can be sustainable. It is better you don't start a program than you start a program that is not sustainable. That will become another issue for us. Mr. Speaker, we have had good budgets in the past, but what we have not had is good oversight. Today, I want to challenge the National Assembly that if we fail on the renewed home budget, we have a lot of explanations to do. Because, according to the last speaker before I got up, yes, we agree that we have been failing in our oversight project. Mr. Speaker, I have done some research to find out we have been lazy in the way we carry out our oversight. Today, I challenge the House. We must have a benchmark. We must have a benchmark, Mr. Speaker, so that if we as National Assembly oversighting the MDAs, at the end of the year, we should have a performance benchmark where we can review our performance ourselves, because you cannot be oversighting and you cannot review your own performance. That is why we have been failing. Mr. Speaker, the 10th Assembly must be the first assembly to get it right. By the end of the year 2024, let's go back and do a review of all the oversight functions we carried out. And because our goal is to make sure that at the end of 2024, at least 95% of the budget would have been implemented. It is unacceptable to have our budget performance less than 40%. Mr. President, I said the big elephant in the room. This is the big elephant in the room, and we must talk about it. Thank you. Mr. Speaker.
And then you sit down when the speaker is speaking.
Can I round up, please?
No.
Mr. Speaker,
You sit down when the speaker is speaking.
I have the protection of the speaker.
No.
Please. I have the protection of the speaker.
No, you don't have.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you very much for being a good leader to this House. Again, like I said, whatever we do as parliamentarians, we want our constituents to be proud of us. The renewed home budget is here. We will do everything to make sure we work with the executive to make sure this budget becomes 95% fruition by the end of 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.